up, guys? Welcome back to Man Cave Collectibles, coming at you today with another figure review. So today I want to continue on down the path of Mythic Legions. So I've got a figure that may be my favorite figure that I have picked up so far from what I can tell. So just from a look standpoint, I've not gotten the guy out of the package yet, so to be determined. However, I just really like the look of this guy. This is Lord Veteris from the Mythic Legions line. So he has been out for some time now, and there's probably plenty of reviews out there, but I wanted to go ahead and get a review of this guy on my channel because I was excited about being able to pick this figure up. I did pick it up from Big Bad Toy Store. They did have him in stock, so I was able to grab him that way at what I guess we would consider retail price at Big Bad Toy Store. So taking a look here, as we've seen with the Mythic Legions packaging, we've got that blister card package here where you're basically able to see everything that this figure comes with. We can see Lord Veteris in all his glory with his pike here, or spear, whatever we want to call that. Flipping on around here to the side, you've got a little write-up here on the character himself, and then a little bit about the mythos of Mythic Legions here on the back, as we've seen with all the other figures we have reviewed. And then you have the symbol for his faction or group. Let's go ahead and pull him out of his packaging and see what we got. All right, guys, we got Lord Veteris out of his packaging on our review table. And man, there is just really something about the paint scheme of this character that I'm just in love with. That kind of a chrome tannish red armor with that purple offset. I just think it looks phenomenal. Let's run through accessories. So you've got kind of the standard connectors here for his back if you were to add wings or different accessories that we can. From what I can gather, these pretty much come with pretty much all of your Mythic Legions characters and line. So move those out of the way. He does come with a really nice purple cloth cape. Has some holes up here in the top so that you're able to secure that on him. And you can see it's slightly see-through there. But the quality is good and it's well crafted or cut out. He does have the pauldrons that we see with most characters here. His are painted up to match, the armor that he has on him with that nice kind of shiny, glossy paint there. It does have the pegs here that'll fit in the peg holes on his back. We'll take a look at that. All right, he does have an additional face sculpt here, so I think this is really nice, or head sculpt, but it does have his face sculpt on the head, so I think that is really cool. I did not actually know this was coming with it when I purchased it, so I think that's neat. If you wanted to put a face here on Lord Veteris, you're able to do that. He's got a really nice mustache there that most men would be jealous of. Pretty cool. Nice paint on the eyes. It is purple. The eyes are purple. I guess kind of goes along with the theme of his armor. So really cool. It's got ports and peg holes here for different things. So for example, one of the accessories that he does come with is this piece here. It goes right on top. So if you wanted to fill that in, you could do that. And this is just some of the things that I just love about this line is just the customization. He's got, I'm not sure what this is called. If you know, put that in the comments below, but that can go on top as well to give it a whole different look. So pretty cool there. And then also, if you still kind of like the armored up look, he does have his face shield here, which has a peg hole there in it. And you basically are just going to peg that onto the peg on the front. And now you've got a little more detail because you actually have a face back behind that armored faceplate. So it looks really good. I like that. There's a place here for some horns as well. We'll talk about that because we're actually going to put those on the head that he currently has on. Now you get his spear here. It is just painted in a kind of a chrome gold color. Looks really nice. Came straight out of package. No complaints on that. We also received a sword that is really well painted. color scheme to match. Lord Veteris there looks really good. We have seen this before as well, but it looks really nice. Hilt there is painted with the purple that we see on his armor, as well as kind of that orangey reddish chrome. And then the final weapon is a small dagger or knife, and it is painted with the same scheme as the sword was. It looks really, really good. We get the belt that we see with pretty much all of our Mythic Legions figures, or at least the ones that I have reviewed so far. Really nice addition. And then one of the things that I think makes this guy look as cool as he can, that is these horns that are really, really well sculpted and painted. They kind of have a brownish, grayish, blackish wash to them, depending on what kind of light you have them in, but they look really good, real well sculpted. We'll get those on him in a minute. Looking at the figure itself, I just think he looks phenomenal. By getting him out of package, I do believe at this stage, he is my favorite figure that I have reviewed so far, and I have a lot more figures that I've not gotten out of package I have not reviewed yet. But from a look standpoint, this guy's my favorite so far. So we'll bring him on in, take a closer look at him. You can see here in that face sculpt, you can't really see, you know, here in the eyes, I can't really make out, and I've got it in pretty good lighting, I can't really make out that there's any type of face sculpt back there. I think that's just the look of it. I don't know that there's anything in there to truly look at, whereas, you know, with this face sculpt, if you're really wanting that type of detail, you're probably going to want to go with this head sculpt here. So you do actually have that full sculpted face back behind it, but looks really good. Moving on down, got that nice chest armor. One thing, guys, about that I've come to find here with the Four Horsemen, and obviously this is from Four Horsemen Studios, this is their own line, is your paintwork is just going to be phenomenal. You're not going to have you know, the QC issues that we see with some lines out there. Now, these figures do run a little more than some of your typical 7-inch action figures, but you're going to get what you pay for, and that's where I justify being able to purchase these and feeling good about it. But you'll see here with the paintwork, it is flawless. You've got your purples, your golds, everything is crisp and clean all over. We got his armored gloves, gauntlets there, really nice and clean. And then the armor down the side, again, paintwork phenomenal. You got your buckles here, those are painted real well with a gray and a silver for the buckles. Okay, looks really good. This is all soft plastic here, so it will not hinder any of the articulation. You're able to move them, mold them kind of as you wish. You can see up under here, we even go as far as to have a little chainmail up here where his armor is not. And then that same kind of paint scheme with the gold purple all the way down the leg. These are done real well. And then down to the feet. Now, from what I understand, there's a good bit of reuse here with the Mythic Legions line. I have not gotten deep enough into it to really figure out what's a reuse of what or who. So I don't know. I feel like I've seen a lot of this armor elsewhere, but again, I'm still learning this line. I'm not sure exactly where from. You guys could probably tell me a lot better yourselves. So let's go ahead and throw these horns on, because this is something I was super excited about and can't wait to really see how this is going to look. And I'm guessing with these horns, you can kind of, you know, put these on in whatever fashion you want them to be. Just kind of spin them in there. If you want them to be up or forward, just whatever you want to do with them. For now, we'll do them up just so they're easier to see there. And you just kind of got to spin them in. They go in, but they don't go in what I would consider easy. All right, guys, you wouldn't believe how hard it is to get things in peg holes while you're doing it from behind the camera. So we took them off camera, got it in there, tried to get them straightened out. They look really, really good. Again, you can kind of twist and point those in the direction that you wish. I've got them pointed up now just so they're easier to see on the camera. I may kind of point them forward. I kind of like that look, you know, overall. So now if you wanted to add a little bulk and armor to this guy, you know, he does have his pauldrons here, which you are able, those are pretty easy just to click right into place. As we discussed, they have a little peg, and then he has a peg hole here on his back. And you basically just peg that in, and they go in pretty easy. So there you can really beef him up. I really like that look there. I'm undecided as to whether I want to use the cape with this guy. I think that would probably look good to have the, you know, to have that cape on him like that. But at the same time, you know, I don't know that it's a requirement for me. Let's go ahead and we'll throw the cape on off camera just to see what that looks like. All right, guys, so we got his cape on him here. Tell me this is not one of the coolest looking Mythic Legions out there. You could not convince me any different. I'm so happy with this guy. I cannot wait to get him up on my Mythic Legion shelf and see what he looks like beside ogres and dwarves. I think it's going to be a really nice addition. So what I did with the cape, and you guys can probably tell me better, you can see here the cape had the 4 little punch holes at the top. I just fed 2 through each of the pegs on the pauldrons to hold it in place. I don't know if that's accurate or if that's how it's supposed to be. You guys that are Mythic Legions, you know, collectors, let me know. Point me in the right direction if that is not the accurate way for that to be affixed to him. So yeah, as far as articulation, you know, he's just standard Mythic Legion's articulation. That head we can get down to about there. We can get it up to there. Lots of movement here on the head. You're going to get a full 360. Full 360 in the shoulders. As far as there's no bicep swivel there, 90 degrees at the elbow. Your typical, you know, if you're used to Marvel Legends, Mythic Legions, DC Multiverse, pretty much the same articulation there in the wrist area. Do get lots of range of motion here in his waist area. Got a thigh swivel, you can get the crunch, the back, and then you've got swivels here on the tops of both thighs, single jointed knees, and then plenty of articulation in the ankles there. So just running through it real quick. I don't want to spend a lot of time on articulation. We've covered it with the other figures. And if Mythic Legions does something different, we will hit that up. But this is pretty much just your standard, you know, articulation here. Let's bring in a few figures for size comparison and we'll wrap up our video. All right, guys, so we got us an ogre here and a dwarf. So you can see kind of where he stands, kind of right in the middle there. You've got a 9-inch figure here with the ogre. You've got pretty much a standard 7-inch figure with our figure here in the spotlight, and then our dwarf, you know, runs about 4.5 to 5 inches, maybe close to 6 with the mohawk. So yeah, just a little size comparison for you. Let me know what you guys think of this line. What's your favorite figure in the line? That would be really good for me to know, because there may be figures that I haven't checked out yet that I may need to try to hunt down. I'm still learning this line and really like it a whole lot. It really has a ton of shelf presence. It looks fantastic on a shelf. So a lot more reviews to come as I continue to work through the figures that I have purchased. I've probably got about 6 or 7 figures that are still in package that we got to get through as far as reviews. And then I do realize they have a con coming up here soon that I'm going to try to take part in and check it out, see what kind of new stuff the Four Horsemen will be bringing to us in this line. Really excited about that. That way I can jump in kind of in the beginning of the next wave and maybe get some things at their true retail price. I understand if you get them through the Four Horsemen's website, you can sometimes pay a better price than you would if you went through a secondary site like Big Bad Toy Store, you know, to pick these up. However, it is cool that BBTS still has them in stock and I'm able to get them instead of having to pay the aftermarket secondary, you know, really prices on these, which are kind of exuberant. Anyways, hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this video. helps get the video shared with YouTube, and it's how their analytics work. Put a comment down below. Let me know again what you think. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. Would love to have you guys as part of the Man Cave Collectibles team if you're not already. We're approaching 2,000 subscribers, so a really big milestone for the channel. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time.